today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the ultimate guide on how to get extremely rich in the new Halloween update. I'll be showing you how to get huge overpays for all the new Halloween pets, how to always get to door 100 in the 𝗵𝗲𝗿𝗲 minigame. I'll also be showing you how to bag that top spot in the costume party, and of course, how to adopt as many kitty bats as possible. If you want to know how to get millions of candy so you can have your dream Halloween shopping spree, make sure to stick around right till the end of the video. Okay guys, so my first tip for this minigame is to use your alt accounts. Now, even one alt account is fine, and I'm gonna be explaining why alt accounts could be very useful for this minigame, because if you have an extra account in the game whilst you're playing, that's just one extra vote for you. You can use your alt account to vote for yourself, and I know that may seem a little bit selfish getting a whole account just to vote for you, but at the same time, your main goal is to earn candy, and that should definitely be your priority. So if you want to earn the most candy you can, then definitely use an alt account so you can let that alt account vote for you, just to give you an extra boost and a higher chance of winning. Another tip is to look at all the petware items before you actually put it on your pet, because once the petware is on your pet, you cannot take it off and you may end up regretting it later. So look at all the petwares before you actually put it on your pet. The next tip is to actually be very time conscious. As you can see, this whole round, I was spending the majority of it just looking around and being indecisive. So learn from my mistakes and do not do that. Instead, maybe take around 10 to 15 seconds just looking around, and then after that, devote your time to just dressing up your pet and making it as cute as possible. I also recommend sticking to the theme. I know in other fashion games such as Dress to Impress, a lot of the time people did not stick to the theme, but for this minigame, if you stick to the theme, you are going to get the most votes. If you really want to go that extra step to secure the first place, then I recommend choosing a pet that matches the theme. For example, this theme was scary clowns, and I think the scariest pet that I have is definitely my 𝐜𝐵𝐵. It's literally in the name. So choosing a pet that matches the theme will just get you more chance of having a better chance at winning. So basically, you have 3 votes to give to your favorite designs, and a big mistake that people make is they don't vote for anyone because they think that then they will get more votes. But the truth is, if you don't vote for people, you will just get less candy. So if you want to get the most candy, then make sure to actually use your votes. And here is a cheeky little tip. If you really don't want to give your votes because you think other people are going to win rather than you, give your votes to people who you think are least likely to win. Basically, give your votes to the worst designs because most likely no one else will be voting for them. And as you can see guys, this is proof my tips work. I got first place very easily. As you can see now, I got 3,400 candy as a reward, but I do remember on my live I did get a little bit more for getting first place. So I think the candy is based on how many votes you received. So if you receive more than 4 votes, you'll probably get more candy. Now that we've mastered the costume party minigame, let's move on. So my first tip for the 𝗵𝗲𝗿𝗲 minigame is to have a good team and to play in a public server. Playing in a private server, I'm gonna be real, unless you're playing with really good friends, you are not gonna manage to get past door 20. Maybe if you're really lucky you might, but most possibly you won't. So it definitely is longer playing in a public server, but you have better chance of getting further. So what the code language is, if you haven't figured it out already, if people say LB, that means left bad, and that means you shouldn't go into that door. If people say MB, that means middle bad. If people say RB, that means right bad. But some people might just say not left or right bad. They might say it in different ways. As you can see here, people are just saying not left, and that other person said L bad, so it's pretty obvious what people mean. But if you have a good team that actually communicates, then you're gonna get a lot further. I also recommend, if you do want to make sure you have a good team at the start, just say, guys, let's have teamwork, and most of the time everyone will be like, yeah, and then you'll have a good team. So just, if no one's really talking, just initiate it yourself. Be like, guys, let's team together. Do not be rude or like be like, why is no one helping me? Just be nice, and most likely you'll have a good team. But if there is bad communication, I just recommend server hopping, because you're not going to have very much luck. Another tip that is kind of underrated and not a lot of people know is that if the walls in your room is yellow, that means only one of the doors are bad. So that means you should probably just choose the most dangerous door if the cell phone isn't pointing to that door, because the more dangerous the door is, the better the prize. But if the walls are red like this, that means there are two doors that are dangerous. So you have to be a lot more careful in these, and most of the time your choices are based off of luck. If you are going for the risky doors, I recommend putting on monster repellent just in case there is something behind it. So let's just go through all the perks and all the different doors, just so you guys are completely clear and you guys are definitely understanding. So this cell phone over here always lies, so the door that it points to is the bad door that a monster is behind. So that's the one that if it points to it, just say left bad, or whatever door it points to, just say that that door is bad. The silver key unlocks the safest door. The locked door is the safest door, but it's not on 100% chance that it is safe, but it is the safest door. The monster repellent makes you safe from monsters for 1 room, and the heart potion refills all your missing hearts 1 time. And the rainbow wand gives you the correct door. A big mistake when it comes to the rainbow wand is people use it on doors like the basic doors. I recommend only using your wand in rooms 50 plus when there's tons of dangerous doors. So this basic door is a low risk and a low reward. This door is a moderate risk and a moderate reward. This door is a high risk and a high reward. This door requires a key and is the safest door. And this electric door over here is the riskiest door, but it also gives the best rewards. There is a huge price to pay for this door though, because just to enter this door you already have to lose 1 life from getting electrocuted. That's why if you're on low hearts, do not enter this door. And this is the golden door. You need a golden key to unlock it, and it gives you a golden heart potion. If you get this golden heart potion, it will refill all your missing hearts and give you an extra heart. A big mistake that people make is they use their golden keys on the regular safe doors, like these regular locked doors, and that is such a huge mistake. And a lot of time people do it by accident, so just keep a special eye out for that. Here is a clip of me finding a golden door, and I used my golden key and I used my golden heart potion, and I used it when I had barely any lives left, because then it's actually worth it.
6-7, I just bit right on.
Also, when you're on doors 70 plus, I'm pretty sure, you want to make sure that you have more than 2 lives, at least 3 lives, because a very scary monster will come, the phantom dragon, and you can actually lose 2 hearts from fear instead of just 1. And if you are incredibly unlucky, you will get the patchy bear, which actually takes 4 of your hearts away. So just make sure earlier on that you were stocked up. Here is a perfect example of what being stocked up is. I had 8 cell phones, 16 heart potions, 11 monster repellents, 1 golden heart potion, 1 magic wand, and 3 keys, and I was only on door 60. So just being stocked up will literally guarantee you a win. Here is a really dumb mistake that I do all the time, and I just want to show it to you guys just so you don't do it too. So here in this clip, I went into the middle one thinking I was in the middle one, and then to my horror, I got kicked out of the minigame. If you play the clip back, the circle was actually purple. If you are actually inside of the circle should light up green. So if it's purple, make sure you go right into it. Otherwise, you are going to be kicked out of the minigame for not choosing in time. As someone who thinks 𝗏𝗏𝗀 isn't really worth spending like lots of Robux on, I think this deal is insanely good. 250 Robux for 5 yarn apples is actually a pretty good deal, because you need 10 yarn apples to tame a kitty bat. Well, if you actually get the timing right. So that's 500 Robux for 1 legendary. And considering that most legendary Robux pets are 1,000 Robux, you're literally getting a legendary for half the price. So I think that is a pretty good deal. So I recommend checking on this treat bag every 10 minutes because it gives you the yarn apples, and I have pulled some yarn apples from it quite a lot of times. But if you do want to get lots of yarn apples and lots of kitty bats, do not stop at just your main account. Use multiple accounts to get something from the treat bag so you can have more chance of getting more yarn apples. If you use 1 more account, you have double the chance. If you use 3 more, you have triple the chance. If you use 10 more accounts, you have 10 times more chance of getting yarn apples. A lot of people think the yarn apples aren't tradable, and that's why they don't use their ults. But they actually are. It's just that first one that you got from your mailbox that isn't tradable, but all the yarn apples after that are tradable. A lot of people get confused on why the kitty bats are only out at certain times, but the kitty bats come out at every 17th and every 47th of the hour. That sounds kind of confusing, so let me explain. If it's 12 o'clock, the kitty bats will come out at 12:17 and 12:47. If it's 1, it will come out at 1:17 and 1:47. I think that makes more sense, so hopefully you guys can now keep a special eye out for when the kitty bats come out. So the key to never missing your yarn on the kitty bats is to not do it too early and not do it too late. I used to do it like a tiny bit before the cat because I thought that would give it more time. I don't really know how to explain it. I think you guys kind of get what I mean, but do not do that. Just do it as soon as you see the yarn hits the cat. Just tap it really fast. It is like a kids game, so they didn't make it too hard. Once you master it, like, you'll get it perfect every time. So I have 4 kitty bats. 2 of them I traded for, and 2 of them I actually got myself. So trust me guys, the kitty bats are a little bit hard to get, but it's not impossible. So when I posted my trading video of trading the new Phantom Dragon, a lot of you guys are confused on how I got such a good overpay for it. And a lot of the times when I post videos of trading the new stuff, a lot of you say like, how did you get such good offers for it? I've tried, but they are so hard to trade. The key is, well, there's a lot of things. Let me just explain it to you guys. My number 1 tip, and I think this is probably the most important one, is to try trade it pretty much as soon as it comes out. 𝗏𝗏𝗀 is UK based, so the update comes out at 4 PM UK time, which is a pretty convenient time for me since I'm UK time, and that's like just a pretty good time. what am I on about? So I can always manage to trade the pets as soon as they come out, which really helps a lot because when pets come out, they just have insane demand. I also, if I am in like a server and the server is just not working for me, I do like server hop pretty quick, and I'm also really specific with what I want. Like I'll say I want value worth 8 on 𝗷𝗵𝗿 for it, and if you're more specific, people like that because then they can actually give you a good offer instead of being confused. So those are my tips pretty much. If you do want to know how to be like a pro trader, which I think will massively help, I have a whole video on that, so yeah, you can go watch that after watching this video. My next tip is to not trade like the low demanded, or not like waste your candies on the low demanded pets. For example, these like spiders, in my opinion, I don't really like them either, probably because I don't really find them very cute in game and I hate them in real life. I'm sorry to the spider lovers, but I am terrified of spiders. But yeah, what I'm saying is these pets, not a lot of people like them, so they are really hard to trade. Why did I say hard? Like, sorry guys, I don't know what just happened. Anyways, so yeah, I just don't recommend buying these pets because they are incredibly hard to trade, and literally just 5 boxes are 90,000 candies. And guys, if the majority, like how you know pets are hard to trade, if the majority of people don't like them, then they're probably hard to trade. A lot of people, a lot of YouTubers I've watched have said these spiders have been proven really hard to trade, and honestly I agree. A lot of my friends have said that as well, and I have tried trading 1 or 2 spiders and no one really seems to want them, so they're not the best. Also, let me go find it actually. Where is it? This black dog really annoys me because it's like, where is it? Why is it always running away? Okay, wait. I think I see it. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so yeah, this pet here, do not get this either, the black dog. It's really expensive and it's literally only a rare. I can't even make a mega of it, and like, oh my gosh, it's so... I also think it's ugly, just like the majority of Adopt Me does. So this pet is also extremely hard to trade. So if a pet isn't cute in the majority of people's opinions, just don't get it, guys. Okay guys, so that's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to like and subscribe, because honestly this video was really hard to make. I had a lot of technical difficulties making this video. I'm not going to go into details because it's kind of boring, but I did kind of struggle to make this video, so subscribing would help a lot. Also, I know I gave you a bunch of tips and you may be a little bit confused. So if you just want like a perfect grinding routine, just so like it makes more sense, go watch this video from my friend 𝗵𝗲𝗀. She literally tells you how to do everything. And by the way guys, this is only like week 2 so far, so if you're watching this from the future, that sounds so weird. If you're watching this in the future, the reason why I didn't add more tips is because when I'm making this video, it's only been week 2, that's why. So yeah, with all of that being said, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys.